Hello everyone, welcome back to the second Circle A Helltaker Fangame. Let's go ahead and continue. I think for today I feel like I want to go with Azazel today. Let's see how our angel is doing. In the days following your run-in with the curator at the park, you find it hard to concentrate on anything of significance. Azazel, too, seems particularly distracted by the man's unique plight. So much so that her studies have almost completely ground to a halt. Fortunately, a week after your run-in with the curator at the park, you and Azazel finally managed to make time to drive down to the museum. You remembered to call, right? I did. He said he would close down the exhibit for us. We got plenty of room to work when we get there. Azazel nods and bounces in her seat. You watch her display of excitement out of the corner of your eye. Azazel? Huh? Are you sure you're ready for this? Ready? Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? Well, it's just that this is a big ask, you know? We're not exactly detectives. Or forensic art experts, for that matter. Speak for yourself. Pardon? Besides, why can't we be? I think that'd make for a good story, don't you? An angel, far from home, and a mortal man accustomed to fires of hell solving vaguely supernatural crimes together. It's a catchy premise. Yeah, I suppose. It seems familiar, though. You haven't been poking around in Modius's books again, have you? Azazel? It was purely for research purposes, I assure you. But, now that you mention it, one of the ones I read did have a similar plot. With a few key differences, of course. You mean to say that the characters had sex in the end, don't you? Well... in a way, yes. It's true they had sex at the end. But also in the middle. And the beginning too. So... only slightly different from our current situation then. Hmm? For now. Yeah. Wait, what? Look, Mr. Taker, we're here. Just then the museum looms into view. Deciding to stash the angel's seemingly innocuous comment away for a future discussion, you focus your attention on the task at hand. Right as you pull into the parking spot, you're greeted by a familiar, stout figure. The tearful man assails you as soon as you step out of the car. I can hardly express how happy I am to see you both. I've been waiting by the phone ever since our chance encounter at the park. A chance encounter, was it? Sorry it took so long for us to come down, Mr. Curator. Oh, no need to apologize. You must be busy people after all. In any case, I've shut down the exhibit for you, much to the chagrin of my superiors. It's all ready for you now. Then I suppose we'll get to work right away. Ready? Ready. You and Azazel follow the curator up to the art exhibit. True to his word, the place is completely empty. Nothing but silence and a dim flicker of fluorescent bulbs fills the marble hallways. Were you not in the presence of a literal angel, you might have felt a little spooked by the eerie atmosphere. Alright, where shall we start? As I mentioned before, I have suspicions about the validity of the number of pieces in my gallery. Perhaps we can start with those? Lead the way. Watch the curator scurry off with Azazel in tow. Left to your own devices, you peruse the art until they return. When they do come back from their mission around the gallery, the curator looks to be on the verge of tears. Again. What did you find? The curator was right. At least a dozen of them are all fakes. At this, the man slumps down onto a nearby bench. You, meanwhile, try to ignore his sorrowful display and continue to address Azazel. There has to be more to it than that, right? Now that you mention it, I did notice something that struck me as odd. Oh? Take this painting here, for example. You watch as the angel approaches a nearby piece, licks her finger, and swipes across the surface of the art. Then she pops her finger back in her mouth and ponders whatever flavor she lifted off of the dusty old canvas. The sight makes you grimace. This painting was done almost exactly 3 weeks ago. You can tell? How? Actually, never mind. I don't want to know. Are you certain? I'd stake my grace on it. Alright. What about the others? In response, Azazel turns and begins to point out all the other fakes in view. That one was 4 weeks ago, that one 2, that one 7, and this one. This one was made just a week ago. I see. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? We've got an art thief on our hands. An art thief! Oh, just thinking about it gets me all excited. Excited? Deeply concerned. What do you think, Taker? Sounds to me like whoever is taking these pieces needs about a week to make a copy. And after a new copy is made, they break into the exhibit, replace the painting with their own, and escape with the original. You don't happen to have any security cameras, do you? If we can check the footage, maybe we can start to figure this out. You turn to the curator, but the man silently shakes his head. Boy, budget cuts haven't been kind to you, have they? The curator sniffles and buries his face in his hands, causing you to immediately regret your comment. Before a single tear can be shed, however. Never fear, Mr. Curator, sir. I've got a plan. You do? You do? That I do. And for it to work, we're going to need 3 of those long-range communication devices. Walkie-talkies? Yes, those. As well as a couple of guard uniforms, some flashlights in the secluded room. I think I have those, but who's going to wear the uniforms? Why, you two, of course. Then what will you be doing? Oh, don't worry about me. I have my ways of going unnoticed. Before we spring into action, don't you want to let us in on this plan of yours, Azazel? All in due time, Mr. Taker. All in due time. Until then, you do trust me, right? Always. Good. Now get suited up and call Lucy to let her know we won't be home for dinner again. We're camping out in the museum, boys. You exchange a weird glance with Mr. Art Curator, but the two of you shrug as he heads out to the office to acquire the necessary supplies. You whip out your phone. Sometime later, the curator returns and tosses you a guard uniform. This is the biggest one I have. I hope it fits. You hold the shirt up against your chest. It's gonna be a bit tight, but it'll do. Who's Patrick? One of our old security guards. Nice guy. Big. Like you. Sadly, he got an acting gig and quit. I wonder what he's doing these days. Gentlemen, focus. Right, sorry. What's the plan, Azazel? The TV crowd around to hear Azazel's plan. By the time her explanation is finished, closing time is upon you, and shortly thereafter the night descends. According to the plan, you and the art curator are dressed up like security guards patrolling the halls in place of the actual guards who are meant to be on duty tonight. Azazel, meanwhile, has hidden herself elsewhere in the exhibit. Is everyone in position? Her chipper voice echoes out a contraption on your belt. Yep. Roger. Alright, then commence Phase 1, the Holy Ghost. At this you turn to the curator and nod. The two of you set off in opposite directions around the museum. For a while you see nothing and hear only the clacking of your own shoes against the marble floor. Soon enough, however, your radio begins to buzz. I spot him. He's in the Botticelli section heading toward Raphael. Noted. I'm on the way there now. As am I. Hurry, he's quick, but I'm running his tail. Won't he see you? Not as I am now. I've made myself invisible to mortal gaze. You can do that? I spotted him. Excellent. Commence Phase 2, the Shepherds of the Lord. I'm heading to the pasture now. Understood. As you round the next corner, you hear the sound of hurried footsteps. The thief is on the move. I've spooked them toward the exit. Cut them off if you can. We must get them to the pasture. On it. You loop around in an attempt to cut the thief off from his escape. At the sight of your flashlight's beam, you catch the man darting back into the heart of the exhibit. He's headed back to you. I've got Raphael blocked off. Then he's got no choice but to go right to... I'm in position. Perfect timing. Our sheep is headed to the pasture. Azazel lets out a low, sinister chuckle, which crackles out the radio. Excellent. And it's finally time for Phase 3, Repentance. You race for a room that you had all collectively dubbed the pasture. Before you arrive, however, you hear an anguished shriek echo throughout the exhibit. What's going on? I'm closing on the room now. I'll let you know what I see. You double your pace and arrive before a shut door. Inside you can almost hear the pained sound of choir music coupled with sobbing. Blinding light spills out of the room from a crack below the door. Though you hesitate, afraid of what you might witness, your determination nevertheless spurs you to throw open the door. What you see defies your very perception of reality. Oh boy, is that like... That's like one of the biblical accurate angels, I guess? Ugh, creepy. There's a man on his knees in front of you, facing away from the door you just entered from. His hands are clasped before him, and is pleading with a being whose visage fills you with such existential dread that you, too, are brought low. Despite the fact that no part of it is overtly recognizable, the being is unmistakably Azazel. For this is her true form. Sir, what do you see? Hello? Though the radio buzzes with the curious voice, it is little more than background noise when compared to the boom of Azazel's voice. You have stolen and lied. Your actions have brought grief upon your fellow man. Repent and make right what has been done, or I will plague your dreams until your dying day. Yes, I promise I will make things right. But please don't come to me again. It is done. Go. At that, the thief scampers away, heedless of you or anyone else in his way. You turn away only briefly to watch him go, but a bright flashlight brings your attention forward once more. The thing is gone, and Azazel, as you know, her has returned. Sorry you had to see that, Taker. Is it wise to just and go like that?
Don't worry about it. I'm sure everything will turn out alright.
How can you be so sure?
Trust me. If there's one thing we angels are good at, it's terrifying people into living the straight and narrow.
Fair enough. You rise and clap the angel on the back. That was a good plan, Azazel. I really should trust you more, shouldn't I?
Yes, you should.
At this, the angel launches itself at you, hugging you around the middle with such righteous force that it threatens to break you in half. Fortunately, the curator arrives before that can happen. Well, did our plan work? I'd say so. What about the thief? We didn't catch him?
I wouldn't worry about him.
Yeah, after what happened, I don't suspect he'll be back. What about my paintings?
I'd say give it a week, maybe two, Mr. Curator, sir. I'm sure you'll be pleasantly surprised at the benevolence humans are capable of.
Especially when it's been poured into them by a holy presence. If you say so. I suppose I have no reason not to trust you both after everything you've done for me. What will you do now? Head home. I'm wiped.
Me too.
Very good. Get some rest, you two. I'll give you a call if anything changes. Before you leave, I should tell you that I've heard we'll be getting a new exhibit within the next couple of weeks or so. So it looks like I'll be able to make good on my promise sooner than I thought. We look forward to it.
See you later, Mr. Curator, sir.
And with that, you and Azazel head out into night. The memory of this adventure burned into your hearts. That was pretty cool. Anyways, if you want to play this for yourself, please check the links down below for the story page. And it's free to play, so if you want to play it by yourself, go ahead and feel free to do so. And if you want to watch more visual novels, please subscribe to the channel for more. Anyways, thank you, and take care.